Hey, what's going on everybody, and welcome back to another how-to video for Final Fantasy VII the Remake. So in this video today, I'm going to be showing you my personal tips for defeating the 3C soldier candidates in the Shinra Combat Simulator. Now, of course, this is only available if you've beaten the game, and of course, you can make it here if you're on easy difficulty. You don't need to be on hard. You'll just see that when you go to do these challenges, it says only available in hard difficulty. Now, of course, you're going to have one for Cloud, Barret, Tifa, and Aerith. And then with all of those, they're going to have these same enemies, right? But I found that running through it wasn't as easy as I thought, especially when you get to the end with the Moth unit. So if you're having difficulties with these challenges, I'm going to make it a whole hell of a lot easier on you guys. All right, so first and foremost, let's talk about the setup for the characters, right? Because you're going to need to do it with Cloud, Tifa, Aerith, and Barret. Now, just to get this out of the way, you're going to have 9 materia slots available in each character with these setups, except for Cloud. Of course, Cloud is going to have an extra one with 10. But that 10th one isn't going to be essential to these battles. It's just going to be another boost for Cloud during the fight. Okay, so as you see with Cloud, I have Iron Blade, Force Bracelet, and then a Circlet. With the Circlet, you could replace this with Revival Earrings if you're having difficulties and you keep dying, but I just have it with the Circlet to make sure that we're maxing out MP and magic power as much as possible. Okay, so for these battles, they're going to be very magic focused, especially the last one, 4 and 5. 4 is going to be very defensive for the enemy, so you're going to have to cast nothing but lightning, and then as well as the Moth unit, which is going to be the 5th, if you guys have ran into that one, it's going to be very magic based casting lightning. So you're going to want to make sure that as you're casting lightning, you're getting some of your MP back, because I've ran into situations where I'm casting lightning, I'm getting their health down, and then, you know, lo and behold, I'm not able to heal myself because I don't have any MP left. Okay, the next link we're going to be doing is another lightning materia with Elemental. So this is going to be very important for your 5th battle with the Moth unit, just because he's going to do a special move. I don't even know if it's a special move, right? But he does this like laser beam cannon type deal where if, you know, you don't dodge it, which I found that it's very hard to dodge, you're going to get one hit. It's going to do anywhere from like 5,000 to 5,500 damage. But if you have lightning materia with Elemental in your armor slots, again, that's very key to make sure it's in your armor slots, you'll actually be immune to any of those lightning attacks. Okay, so next we have casting materia. This is going to be helpful for your first 2 fights because they're going to be weak to fire. Then we have healing materia, of course, because you're going to need to be able to heal yourself. Next, we have steadfast block materia. This is going to be very important. Again, this is another key materia that you want to have for these battles, especially for the Moth unit, because as you're guarding against attacks, you want to make sure that you're decreasing the damage as much as possible. After this, we have first strike materia. Now, this is going to be that 10th materia that I talked about that's not absolutely essential. So this is going to be the one that you won't see on the other characters. You can actually just not worry about it. As long as you have the rest of these, you should be fine. But anyways, this allows you to start the battle with an ATP gauge bar full, which makes it easier to get some casting spells off right away. And then for the last 2, we have magic up, and then we have MP up as well. Again, just trying to max out as much of the magic that we're going to be doing, making sure that our damage does 100% more, and then also making sure that we have more MP available, because you're going to be using a ton of magic throughout these fights. Alright, so for the rest of the characters, it's going to be the same. As long as you have 9 materia slots available, you should be fine, right? But I'll go over the characters anyways, just in case you guys are curious. For Tifa, I have Metal Knuckles, Force Bracelet, and then again, you're going to swap out the Circlet from Cloud to Tifa, and then obviously to Barret and to Aerith as well. Next for Aerith, I have the Mithril Rod, the Chain Bangle, and then the Circlet's going to go here as well. And then for Barret, you're going to have Big Bertha, Geometric Bracelet, and then the Circlet as well. So again, that's making sure that you have 9 materia slots available. So you're going to be using all of them except for the first strike materia. Okay, so next let's talk about the fights. So the first fight's going to be pretty easy, right? You're going to cast your fire or your Faraga materia on the trooper and then take him out first, and then you can go ahead and you can focus on the experiment. Try not to use as much magic the first, I want to say 3 rounds. Try to limit them to no more than 2, and then for the most part you can use your abilities, your striking, and then take these enemies out. They're really not that difficult because you want to save your magic for round 4 and for round 5. Okay, so for fight number 2, you're just going to be casting Faraga on this dog. If you cast Faraga twice and then you follow up with some attacks or some abilities, again, this is a very easy fight, shouldn't have any problem with this. Okay, so for fight number 3, you're going to be casting Thundaga. Try to stagger and then defeat, right? It's not too difficult and it's very easy with Barret and Aerith. And of course, since you're playing Whack-A-Mole, you're going to have to wait till it pops back up. But to stagger this enemy honestly isn't that hard, as long as you don't stay too close to it, because it's going to be doing an attack that's very close range, which deals a substantial amount of damage. So try to get your attacks in, back up, and then cast Thundaga. But with all that being said, the third fight honestly isn't that hard, and you'll notice, again, it's pretty easy with Barret and Aerith. Okay, so the fourth fight, this enemy is all defense. You'll notice that if you go to do abilities or attacks, you're not doing anything really to the health bar. You're going to need to be casting Thundaga for basically this entire fight. Now, of course, since we have MP absorption and you're casting Thundaga, you're going to be able to get some of those MP points back, which makes the fight a lot easier, and then it makes it useful for when you go into the fifth fight, because you still have a substantial amount of MP left. Okay, now getting to the Moth unit, first and foremost, I will say Aerith is probably the easiest to defeat the Moth unit, just because her magic attack power is very high. So when you're casting Thundaga on the Moth unit, it's absolutely easy. I think like 3 of them and then the Moth unit is done, right? But for the others, what you're going to want to do is make sure that you maintain your distance away from the Moth unit. The most common attack that it's going to be doing is it's going to be sending out these blades that are spinning in rotation, and then they're going to circle out and then they're going to come back. As long as you keep your distance and you block, you might either A, miss it and then that way you don't take any damage, or at least B, if you're farther away and you're blocking, you know, you have that reduced damage to you from the materia and you should be fine. After this attack is done, again, you're going to be casting Thundaga whenever you get the opportunity. Okay, so the second attack that the Moth unit is going to do is it's going to charge at you, and then it's going to be basically wailing on you, right? You're not going to be able to dodge this. You're really just going to have to guard, take the damage, get up, get your distance, and then heal, right? It doesn't do it very often, so you should be fine. I think during the fights I probably had it do it at max twice, so you should be fine with that. Again, you're not going to be able to dodge it, just guard against it. Okay, so at around 75% health, you'll notice that the Moth unit will take the blades that are surrounding its body and it'll actually retract them and they'll go back in. This is going to be the perfect opportunity to get some close combat in with the Moth unit. Also, speaking of that, even though the blades are inside of the body, it will still go ahead and do the attack where the blades basically go out in a circle and they're spinning around and they're trying to hit you, right? It will still actually do this, but if you're at close range and you notice that you don't get the opportunity to get your distance away from the Moth unit when it does this attack, again, you can just go ahead and guard. Okay, so for the third attack from the Moth unit, this is going to be the one that does the most damage, right? It's going to do anywhere from like 5,000 to 5,500 damage, and then depending on the character, right, unless you're Barret, it's going to absolutely wipe you out. Now, of course, the revival earrings will help, but we set ourselves up for success beforehand because we linked the elemental materia to the lightning materia, so it will be absolutely immune. So those are my tips, guys. If this video was helpful, don't forget to leave a like on this video. That would be absolutely amazing and I would appreciate that. Also, if you're new to the channel or you just haven't yet, hit that subscribe button and hit that notification bell for daily videos, and I'll see you guys in